great pleasure today to introduce my friend and colleague, Mirabai Starr, author of Wild Mercy, Caravan of No Despair, and a host of other books. And one of the reasons that I wanted to talk to you today, Mirabai, is that Andrew Harvey and I are releasing a new book. We've just released it called Saving Animals from Ourselves, a Manifesto for Healing the Divine Animal Within. And yeah, I know that you, Mirabai, are a lover of earth and life and animals and the animal within all of us. And so I wanted to ask you just two questions today, because I know you have a lot to say about these. So first of all, I wanted to ask you, one of the things that your work is about and my work is about is moving more deeply into the feminine principle. And as we do that, and as we begin to embody the feminine principle, it seems like we become more connected with our animal body. And I wonder what your experience has been with this natural evolution in your own interspiritual journey.
Thank you, Carolyn. What a great, juicy question. I think that all of the world's great religions are patriarchal structures, or are kind of built on patriarchal foundations. And I've discovered this more and more as I investigate the feminine wisdom teachings that lie at the heart of all the world's great religions, but often buried, and intentionally so. And one of the legacies of the patriarchal model, or the masculine paradigm that on which most of the world's religions have been built, is this notion of transcendence, that our task as humans is to ascend this vertical axis and get up and out of this world, to escape this veil of Maya in the Hindu tradition, or the place of tears in the Judeo-Christian tradition, and get to some greater space of awareness. I mean, Plato too, the early Greek philosopher on whose thought so much of Western civilization has been built, with his allegory of the cave and so on. The whole notion is that this world isn't really real, and it isn't really good, even though in the Torah it says, I created all that is, and it was good, and it was good, and it was very good. But we forget that, and we understandably in many ways see this place, this experience of embodiment, as a painful delusion. And I say understandably because it does hurt to be a human being in relationship with other human beings, and especially when we face the magnitude of suffering in the world, in the human community, in the animal family, and in the earth herself. I think it really is tempting to try to see it as some kind of limited illusion that we need to transcend to get to God. Mm-hmm. And so I think that the feminine wisdom way is all about claiming this place as the place where the sacred lives, that all ground is holy ground, and that our bodies, our beautiful broken animal bodies, are the very dwelling place of the divine. And so when we can allow ourselves to fully inhabit the human experience, it naturally opens us to our interconnectedness with all of life, and all of life as sacred.
Yeah. Oh, that's so beautiful. And we spent how many thousands of years trying to transcend? Yeah. Because it really is hard to be here and be in our bodies. But we have the tools now. Your work, my work, Andrew's work, so many people's work is offering us those tools to really help us be present in the body. Yeah. So I want to get a little more specific about this animal body of ours. You know, I'm sure you've been deeply moved or influenced in your life by an actual animal or two. Often the divine speaks to us directly in our relationship with animals. You know, Rumi was in love with his cat and wanted to be buried with his cat and was buried with his cat. I'm wondering if you could say something about your experience with animals.
That's funny. My my two dogs are asleep at my feet right now.
Yeah.
They don't let me get too far away. I've been on the road for several weeks, and now they're just like velcroed to my body. I've always had a deep connection with animals. My childhood name in my agnostic Jewish family was Saint Francis, because I just, wherever I went, I would see what animals were around, which animal, the wild and seemingly domesticated animals, needed my loving attention, because I thought they did, and but I needed theirs. So I've always been passionately drawn to animals, again, both wild and domesticated, uh, with this intensity of love. Like whenever I'm traveling and I'm away from my own animals, I find the dogs and the cats and the birds and the deer wherever they are and call them to me. And I know I'm not alone in this passion for animals. And there is something in my animal body that resonates with their animal body. And I know a lot of people who are listening to this right now have shared that sense that human beings are way more difficult to get along with and understand and be understood by than our animal companions. I've always felt this deep intimacy with animals. So I don't know what that is, but it's just, and horses.
Oh,
It's dogs, cats, horses. It's never faded for me. In fact, the older I get, the more tender that intimacy becomes.
you know, I'm finding that I need a little dose of snuggling with my dog every
Yes.
single day.
Yes.
And so, you know, I do my meditation practice in the morning, but a little later on, I have to have a snuggle session with him. And we just jump up on the bed and he, you know, he just burrows into my body and I feel that body of his and oh, it's so sweet. And it's become a necessity now, as much as my meditation is.
Oh, Carolyn, if more people could have a snuggle practice, I
Yeah.
think this world would be much more
Oh, when did though? When did though?
tender. Yeah, Ruby, you want to come say hello? Come here, Rubes. Come here. Come here. Let's go say hello. Come on up here. Come up, up.
Hey there. Hello.
This is Ruby.
Hi, Ruby. You missed your mom, huh?
She's big. Ruby is 70 pounds, and
Wow.
she's the best cuddler
Oh,
on
I
the
bet.
planet. I
Uh,
thought she had to say hello because we're talking about
absolutely. Absolutely.
this is for real.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Mirabai. I
Oh,
really,
Carolyn, thank you. You're talking about my favorite subject. You're writing about my favorite subject. I loved the book, and I thank you both for naming the sacred power of animals in our lives, and the way that embodying our own human experience opens us to our incarnational interbeing
yeah,
with all creatures, and that this is truly one of the ways that we will be able to act on behalf of the earth.
absolutely.
Right, Ruby? Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, Mirabai. Have a
You're
wonderful
welcome.
day.
Thank you, Carolyn. You too. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.